feeder means I never lost my love for hunting big feral hogs, and they're not easy. Everybody thinks you just go sit by the old feeder and the old fat boy comes out and you plunk them in the side and whack them big. And they are like a mature whitetail. You got to let the little ones pass. You got to sit there sometimes and not shoot. You got to hunt the big ones, and they'll walk over, go downwind 80 yards of you, smell you, and walk off. They won't even grunt. I've seen them just walk across the pasture, a bunch of pigs in front of me. They'll swing behind me. You see them go like this, and they go, and they just go like this, and they walk off. They don't scream at you. They don't run. They just walk off. They go, gotcha, right? There was one pig, I almost got a rifle and whacked him because I got tired of doing that, but I didn't do that. So we are sitting at deer feeders. I know the distance. When a big one comes in, he's convinced he's right and he's not dying. He's checked all the damn boxes that he's been checking for 5 or 10 years. And he's right there. And I was 50% at one time. We used to just go, I don't know how to kill these things. So I had mechanicals. I had 400 spine arrows. I was shooting 70 pounds. I was going fast. I was going with the normal stuff.
And when you say 50%, Troy, sorry, when you say 50%, you mean you found 1 out of every 2 hogs you shot?
That's right. Or less. I'm giving myself a little latitude there. It was terrible.
Sure.
And it sucks because you hunt one for 10 hunts. And they're right there. There's no swinging out of trees or climbing in public and they come by. You can wait till they're quartering away. If you're patient, you'll get the shot you want. Just wait. They're not going anywhere. They're convinced they're right. And they run everything else off. And they'll just do circles around the feeder. You just got to wait. You'll get a quartering away shot. I had every broadhead on earth. Every setup. I kept changing, doing this, doing that. 4-blade, 20-blade, mechanicals. And it just wasn't. I have guns. I have a 44 Magnum lever gun that's badass for shooting those guys right in the freaking head. The sound of that little bullet a big bullet hitting them in the head is awesome. Whoop! It's great because the gun's quiet. Anyway, in probably 2014, I started exploring the high Florida Center thing. And the only thing out was Ed's study. And I read the whole thing and I said, well, I can't do any worse. I already suck. So if that don't work, I can't suck worse than I'm sucking now. So I tuned one up and I still wasn't convinced. And I had my bow shooting a 670 grain arrow with a single bevel. Real nice. Didn't know how to tune, didn't know about not tuning. I was fletch tuning and I kept spining up and kind of half-ass figured it out.
You went right for the goose though with a 670. You didn't screw around with an arrow in the 400s, 500s.
No, I decided I was going to go do Ed if I was going to do Ed, right?
Sure.
Well, sure. I had one of my longbow going and I had one of my compound. I wasn't convinced that slow with compound was the right move. My head wasn't right. But the stick bow was what Ed shot. And I said, okay, I'm going to do that. So I had 670 grains, about 28% Florida Center. I had the exact head that Ed shot in the study, which is this head right here. That's the 190 Grizzly. At the end of the study, that was the biggest single bevel out there. Now there's all kind of stuff and tough heads and all that good stuff. Much better stuff than that. Anyway, I go out wandering about looking for a test pig, and I'm looking for like a test pig, like a 100-pound test pig, just to test on. No, I get the biggest pig I've shot to date. 265 pounds hanging is a big pig for me, for our place. We don't have a lot of agriculture where there's fields and stuff that get huge, but so I mosey up and I go, you gotta be freaking kidding me. I stalk up on him and the damn thing literally looks at me like, what you gonna do with that thing? He walks up 17 yards and they can't bend. Like a deer can turn its head and stuff. Pigs swivel like a hole. They just go like this. So he walks and turns toward me. And I said, if Ed's right, this is going to work. And I was thinking in my head, this shit ain't going to work. So I go back to 54 pounds. I'm shooting about 157, 58 feet per second. It's slow. And I shoot that pig right there. And it goes chut and buries. Like it disappears in him. Well, it went smooth through him. And the broadhead popped out his ham. So we're talking 4 feet of penetration, easy. I'm going like this. The pig's on the ground spinning. I thought I broke his back. He gets up and runs kind of toward me. He was just leaving. He didn't charge me or anything. And I promptly shoot right over his back at like 4 yards. I took one step and stepped in his foot tracks, and he ran off in the bushes. So as a forward hit, blah, blah, blah. We waited 4 hours. We found him. He went 100 yards. And I went, I'm used to hit someone this much arrow sticking out. Okay. But I shot smooth through one with this slow deal. And I said, So I tuned up the bow, my compound, and took off. And I started whacking them. It is now to the point that it's me. If I put the arrow in the wrong place, I did this summer. I was hunting this great big pig out here on the ranch on my local place. I finally got him in front of me. I hit him back, and the arrow went plumb through him, and he got away. He didn't die. He went to another feeder. He said, "Hey, oh, that feeder over there." But it's just me now. I don't have broadhead failures. I don't have arrow failures. I don't have half an arrow penetration. I break things when I hit them. And if I shoot correctly, this sounds like an arrogant statement, but 70 yards is a long way to go get one if I hit them right. Oh, yeah. I've had lots of people tell me that, and I always go, yeah, right. You're just full of crap. It's amazing what happens. And I honestly think the more I look at this, the more I ponder this, the more I learn to sharpen and get really good steel. I think my broadheads in the old days were getting destroyed on impact.